Hello and welcome. This is Kim Larson, and today we're going to take a look at Adobe Illustrator CS5 and how the artboards work. First of all, you can see that I have a tab open, a page open already that has one artboard that is in a landscape format. Now, typically when you open up Illustrator, you have to go ahead and say that you're going to do a new document. So we're going to go ahead and just set up a new document real quick. So I'm going to come up here and do a File, and then I'm going to go to New. And then after I click on New, then I'm going to get a dialog box that will pop up. And we have here a new document, and it's asking for the name. You can see where it's Untitled-3, and that's because if you look up here, I have an Untitled-2, I have an Untitled-1, and so now it's going to automatically go to Untitled-3. For this purpose, actually I will go ahead and name this Artboards, and then it's asking you the number of artboards. You can see right now I have one. I can't go down any, but I can go up, and I can have more artboards than I even know what to do with in here. Again, I can just keep counting up or counting down. I'm going to leave it at 1 right now, just so that I can kind of show you what's going on. I'm going to leave it at the letter size, and for this one I'm going to change my orientation here to portrait. You can also see here when I'm setting up my new document, I have units, and in here I can change it from points to picas to inches, millimeters, centimeters, and pixels, and it really just kind of depends on what it is that you're designing. For this, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on points. I can see that my artboard is setting up in CMYK, but as you can see I can change it to RGB. I can also adjust my raster effects. Right now it's at 300, but I can go down to 150 or 72 ppi. ppi meaning pixels per inch. And then the preview mode, I can change it to pixel or to overprint. I'm just going to leave it on default. You'll notice here if I switch this to RGB, then it's telling you, hey, there's some problems in here, and you'll have to go in and maybe do some adjustments. I'm going to switch this back to CMYK, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now it's going to open up another document, and you'll see it'll be tabbed up there at the top, and it will be called Untitled-3. And we're just going to look at some things that you can do with this document once it opens up. So up here at the top, we've got Untitled-1 right here. We have Untitled-2, and then the last one that I just did was Artboards at 100%. You can see here when I'm in this particular document, it gives you the name of the artboard, and it tells you that it's at 100% zoom. Now if I go and get the zoom tool, which I can just click on the magnifying glass, or again if I hover over it I get the Z, so it tells me that all I need is to hit the letter Z on my keyboard, and I can just zoom in here to a corner. Now you'll notice up here at the very top it's going to say Artboards at 450.25%. So it will tell you what percentage you're zoomed in at. It also tells you in this top that you're in CMYK mode and that you are in preview mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. The easiest way to zoom out for me is just hitting Control and the number 0, and it will pop out to fit the screen so that I can see the whole artboard. Now, a couple things about the artboard. I'm going to come over here to the left hand side, and you're going to see a little box over here, and when I hover over it, it says the Artboard Tool, or I can hit Shift-O and it will give me the Artboard Tool. But I'm going to go ahead and click this. Now, more importantly, watch what happens to this background area right here, the kind of light gray. I'm going to go ahead and click it, and you'll notice what happens is my artboard here, it has the little dotted lines, and then the pasteboard back behind it has like a darker gray. If I go ahead and click on any other tool, go ahead and click this one, it will go back to normal mode for me to draw in. This is important. The Artboard tool is important because if I click that, you'll notice up here in the very top under the control panel you'll see Artboard, the presets. I can go ahead and change the presets of that page here, so if I need to change it to 11 by 17 I can do that. If I need to change it back to letter, I can do that. I can also change it from portrait to landscape by just a click of a button. I can also create a new artboard. I can throw away the artboard. I can rename the artboard. I can also come in here and move and copy. I've got all sorts of different options in here. I also have here, this is the width and the height of this particular artboard. So let's say I go in here and I need to change this to a business card. I know I kept it on points, but watch this. A business card typically is 2 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 3.5 inch, and then I'll come over here to the height, and I'm going to change this to 2 inch. And you'll notice that now it has converted it to me 1 in points, and it also has changed my artboard for me, so now it is set for business card. Now to get out of this, of course, all you got to do is hit any tool over in the tool panel, and you're out of that mode, and now you have your business card. Again, if I want to fill the business card to the whole page, I can just hit Control 0, and it will pop it out to full page. If I come over here to the tool panel, you'll see the zoom tool. If I double click on the zoom tool, it will pop it to 100%. And again, you'll notice the 100% up here at the very top, and you'll notice that I'm at 100% down here at the bottom. So that's just by double clicking it. One last thing we're going to take a look at is the Artboard Panel. So over here on the right hand side, you'll see where I have an Artboard Panel. Now this just gives you, it just tells you about the artboard. It tells you, you can create a new artboard. So if I click new, it just duplicates, same size, the other artboard. I can take, let's say I don't want Artboard 2, I can delete it. What's neat about this though is, let's say I have artwork on Artboard 2. So I'm going to come over here and I'll put some type right here, just to show that we have something over there on Artboard 2. So we have Artboard 2 here, and you can see that my name is over here, but what's neat about this is if I come over here and delete Artboard 2, the artwork is still there. It's not going to damage or delete any of your artwork if you delete that artboard. We also have up here, we have the Artboard Options. If I go ahead and click on this, you're going to see that I have new artboard, duplicate the artboard, delete the artboard, but then we have Artboard Options. And in here it just pops up a different kind of dialog box. Again, you can name it whatever you want to name it in here. You can change the size, you can make it portrait, landscape, but this is something that I really like. I can go ahead and click this, and what it's going to do is show the center mark of that particular artboard and the crosshairs. The rest of it I just kind of leave it. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And what that does, and if we go ahead and zoom in, I'll do Control 0. By zooming in, now you can see I have the crossbar right here in the middle. I also have the middle lines, and this is going to give me the middle of that particular artboard, which is really nice when you're starting to use smart guides and lining things up, because as you know in graphic design, everything has to be put there with a purpose and has to be lined up with something else to show sophistication in the design. So you do have that. If I go back here to the Artboard tool over on the left hand side, you'll notice that up here at the top I also have the Artboard Options up here as well. So you can always get to all of these things several different ways, which is wonderful about Illustrator, about most, all Adobe products, is that you do have a way of getting into different things and editing, and just because I might do it one way, there's probably another way to do it as well. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. I'm going to close out of this and just go back to a normal panel so that I can view what it is that I want to work at, and then I can start working. I hope you've learned something new today with the Adobe Illustrator CS5